What are some of the things that you typically leave, parent groups with, or because I know also you work with families more intimately as well, one-on-one. What are some of the things that you typically leave them with to think about, to kind of like work on? So like any type of workout program or diet. I mean, there's always those take homes, right?
For me, it's where does it start, and so it starts with what the kids see from you, right? So if you're using your phone at the dinner table, they're going to want to use it at the dinner table. If they see you texting and driving, they're going to probably be inclined to think that they can too, right?
Yeah.
I always thought that I'd be the best driver of a standard shift because I watched my dad doing it. I can still remember the wave of fear that hit me as the truck started bouncing forward, right? Not really understanding that there was a bit of a nuance to it.
Yeah.
So in that, you can't just justify and say because I pay my phone or because I do this. You got to get to their level of understanding of why you're communicating outside the home the way you are, right? So if you own a business and you're checking emails, you have to be able to set that time aside. You have to be able to justify it, but at the same time, you have to be able to show your children where you're finding your own balance. And if you can't do it, then they're going to mimic those behaviors. And if you hate it about yourself, if you hate it about a partner, you're probably going to hate seeing it in your kids. The flip side there becomes how much does your child see where they say, I don't want to be anything like that. Right, and I think
that's true,
we can take that to anything. We can take that to cigarettes. We can take it to alcohol. We can take it to narcotics. What does a child perceive, and how do they grow with it, and where do they reach out to? Participating with each other is a really big core fundamental piece of this. And at the end of the day, if you can't have frank conversations about technology in the home, the children themselves will find those experiences other places. But you as the adult, you have to set the tone and you have to set the expectation before the technology comes in. And if you have the technology in the house, that's where you can open up the resets. And I think resets are healthy like anything, right? It's like when we do a spring clean, or you decide that you're going to rip apart that old storage room, or like, do we need a reset on this? Whether it's an app that your kids are using, or whether it's access to media entertainment, when it comes down to them participating, reset isn't bad. If your child starts falling behind in the things that they love, your kid plays sports and they're not necessarily showing as much care, that right there is a red flag. But here's the one thing that a lot of parents aren't thinking about. If you always see your child on social media, they're on Instagram, they're on Snapchat, and then overnight, like that, they're not checking as often. They're scared to check. Right? You're seeing this thing, why aren't you checking Instagram right now? You always check at breakfast or whatever it is. There might be something going on in that environment that's making them terrified of getting to that space. And it's just like when we were in school, right? You went to school and there was a situation on a Monday morning it was going to stick in your backside, whether it was a conflict with a classmate or a grade that was coming your way, test results from the week before. You didn't want to go to school, right? And your parents were like, why? What's wrong? What's happening, right? You have to be in tune to that on both sides. So it's not just about the things that you kind of want to see them doing, sports, education. It's about the thing that they love to do. If they've stopped doing that, like really abruptly, that's where parents should be asking questions. Something happened on Instagram, and get to the core of where the issue is, and then stop talking about the app, stop talking about the technology, find a solution, and then reset again.
That's a really good point.